You want to keep going?
Well, I already know what I'm going to
do. She came in here, she got a drink, and she started a fight. And now, to reward herself for starting a fight, she wants to throw my ass out again. Maybe I'll get lucky and you guys will fucking blow me up even further and get me like double, triple, quadruple the followers I already have. And then somebody will finally pay me. It's like, she's like she wants to start a fight with herself. It's like she's not even talking to me. And I'm standing here going, this has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me. And she gets this look on her face like this obviously has nothing to do with me. Like, she started all of this. She started all of it, okay? And it's like she provoked me until I was fucking calling her, telling her what she is, a fucking bitch. Fucking dumbass piece of shit, rude bitch, man. If somebody comes, imagine if somebody comes up to you and is like throwing punches. You're just gonna stand there and be polite and be like, yes, ma'am. No, you're gonna knock their fucking ass out. That's what I do with words. That's what I had to do with this bitch just now, okay? I don't care if I'm living in her fucking house. If you're in somebody's house and they try to fucking kill you, you're gonna fucking try to stab them, right? Okay? You're not just gonna lay down and take it. Fuck that shit. Fuck this bitch. What is up with these people? Okay? Bitch started all this shit. Even if I have to go back on the street, whatever it takes to get rid of her fucking ass. This bitch is psycho. She is fucking insane. Like, she needs to be locked up. Talk about MIW shit. We need to do one on her. We need to all get together and do one on her ass. Okay? Comes home, starts drinking, wants to start some shit. When I don't drink a drop of alcohol, I do not deserve this shit. Bitch needs to be in jail. And then when I turn the camera on, it's like, oh, I'm gonna put on my nicey nice voice and call my husband so I can calm down because I don't want to have any proof that I'm a bitch. I don't want to have any proof that I'm psychotic.
Things I want to get. Yeah. So, I'm on FaceTime with you. Hang up. Hang up and call me back. Hang up and call me back.
So, right now, me being on here, it's like, I have the kind of family where sometimes I need to do stuff like this just for my own protection. Like, I normally would not be eating this close to the camera. So I'm sure you can hear every bite, and I really don't want to be that much of a pig, but I gotta protect myself right now. You know what? I don't know. She must have watched what I put on earlier. It's like, what the fuck does she do at work? She has time to just sit there and watch me be on Periscope for hours? Like, doesn't she have work to do? And then she's one of the people who come home, just like all you fucking trolls on here, and be like, you need to do some work. You need to get a job. They're like, bitch, what are you doing at your fucking job? You're getting paid. You obviously have, surely they give you stuff to do. Surely she has a big corporate job. She supports some lawyer who's like really important. So, I mean, like, what the fuck are you doing at work, man? Talk about being a freeloader. God.
Get on that thing and get $3 a day.
See, my mom believes in taking the easy way out. Quick money, which is not a road to sustainability. That is not how you become financially self-sufficient. That's why she's the kind of person who will tell you, just go out and get any job. Get a cashier job. Go work at McDonald's. That shit's a dead-end job. You're never going to get anywhere. You just end up living in the homeless system, right? Just like, oh, and then you can't say anything to her. She freaks out. Yeah. After somebody fucking comes at you, starts a fight. I'm gonna defend myself. You better fucking believe I'm gonna fucking defend myself. I'm not just gonna sit there and be like, yes, ma'am. Oh, you're so right. Oh, I believe. Oh, no, I know you're so right. Mama, smoochy kiss ass, smooch, smooch. I'm not gonna do that shit. If somebody fucking starts a fight with me and starts, you should have seen the look she was giving me. She was like, you need to give. Blah, blah, blah. Like bullshit, like fucking crazy ass bullshit. Like this shit's out of a fucking horror movie or something. Like what the fuck? And I don't drink a drop of alcohol. This fucking drunk ass bitch coming at me like fucking, like something out of a horror movie, man. Like some kind of nasty special effects mask on her face or something. Fucking ugly ass bitch. God, with her fucking turkey neck and shit. Dude, with her fucking evil witch nose and shit. God. What the fuck? Get on some meds. Jesus. Don't come at me then. What the fuck? I mean, you do that shit to somebody, what do you think is gonna happen? What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? Oh my god. What the fuck does somebody, like, okay, people, in case you didn't know 1 + 1 = 2, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay, like, if you come home and you fucking start a fight with somebody, what do you think is gonna happen? What do you, like, take some responsibility for your own behavior? If you don't want somebody to fucking, like, go into self-defense mode and fucking cuss you out, don't fucking start a fight with them. And especially don't give them, fucking death stare looks like you're gonna fucking kill them or some shit. I don't deserve that shit. Fuck that bitch. Fuck her. Yeah. She just wants a fucking punching bag. And that's not me. It's like she's fucking possessed by something, right? Like, oh man, fucking talk about mentally ill, man.
And that means no watching shit, so you can't do it.
He's running across the room. Of course she's listening.
Don't do it, because it does not.
Can't you hear her? She has some kind of emotional, but she has fucking, she's totally off, going.
Who gives a shit?
She can't control herself. And she refused, she's unable to take responsibility for her own actions. Projection queen. That's what you are. You're projecting. My God, I was totally fucking silent and calm when this bitch came home. Maybe it's the alcohol that turns her into a raging bitch. I don't know, man.
She's almost 40 years old for crying out fucking.
This bitch is 60 years old and she's doing this shit. Mm-hmm.
She gotta go. Permanently. Don't take your meds. You can't stay here.
I don't have any fucking meds, bitch. You're gonna get herself kicked out of this place.
Alright. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
I need to do my oil pulling. And I need to take my cinnamon. She starts shit. She knows exactly what to say to start shit too, and with her fucking bitch tone of voice. And oops. If this had been during like a Pluto-Mars transit, she probably would have hurt me. She has hurt me in the past, but why are you in here? I mean, when you say nobody cares, it just means you don't care. So you need to take care of that. If you're coming in here and you're not entertained or you don't like what you're hearing, it's your job to take responsibility, take control of your life, okay, and do something about it and leave. Because nobody else can do that for you. That's your job in life. Honestly, I can't. I mean, yeah, I would rather sit outside right now. But if I go out, there's a chance she'll probably just pull this dumb bitch move where she fucking locks me out, just to be like, take that, and then I'm stuck for however many hours, and I don't have anything. I don't have my purse to I don't have money. I don't have extra clothes. I don't have my bags to go. Yeah, if I go on the patio, she's just gonna lock me out, just to be like, take that. See who's the boss here, that sort of thing. I'll just be stranded for X number of hours until she feels like letting me back in. I don't know. I was trying to. It reminded me of some Disney villain, but I can't remember. So, I was gonna put my last scope on YouTube, but I didn't do it right. I needed to, you're talking about yourself.
13-year-old Brett going on 37.
That's what we call projection. Cinnamon capsule that I just took, organic Ceylon cinnamon. So it turns out that I think I'm trying something different this time. I have my screen recording on. Yes, I can do it with an iPhone 6s. I just had to turn it on, put the button on the little widget thingy on the bottom. So I think it's on right now, because last time I'm 37. Last time when I saved it to my camera roll, it didn't save the comments with it. And then I tried to go back and screen record the replay, but the replay doesn't have all the comments on it either. So if I put it on YouTube, people wouldn't be able to know what I was talking about. She has to file to have me removed. Takes 30 days. Well, then I guess I was illegally evicted last time when I was on the street a few days ago. Because, she just said that she would have the cops come and escort me out if I didn't pick up and go right then when she demanded it. So, I don't know. My dad used to be a lawyer, but I think he still has his license, I'm pretty sure, but, they've misrepresented the law to me intentionally a lot. That's just one thing they do to me. So I can't ever tell, I can't ever trust them. And it sucks too, because, you think, oh, how lucky if your dad is a lawyer. He can just help you with any legal shit, but I can't trust what he says, because he always just wants to fuck me over as a power play. My parents, when we lived in Mississippi, my parents grew marijuana for my brother so that he wouldn't get arrested if he bought it. And, this was years ago, so it was not legal for any means, medical or recreational. It's a Schedule I substance, so especially in totally the reddest state on the planet, Mississippi. Okay, but I'm absolutely certain that it was illegal for anything having to do with it was illegal. And my parents insisted. My dad actually worked at a law firm as a lawyer, making 6 figures at that time, and both of my parents insisted that it was perfectly legal to grow it for personal use. But I knew it wasn't, and the proof that it was not, the proof that they were lying was one time I called the cops on my mom for another reason, because she was being abusive to me, and when the cops were on the way, my mom rushed down to the laundry room where she was growing it, and she cut up all the plants and flushed them. So if it was legal, she wouldn't have had a reason to do that when the cops were coming. So, see, I can't trust anything they say about legal stuff. But the thing is, I think, even the cops have tried to misrepresent the law to me. Okay, a few years ago, no, wait, more than a few years ago, I called, my mom, many years ago, when I used to take meds for, depression, anxiety, stuff like that, stuff I don't have anymore. my mom used to confiscate my meds and keep them in a lockbox and only give them to me that day if I agreed to answer the job ads that she had picked out for me, which some of which were irrelevant to me and I wasn't qualified for, and I had to answer them on her deadline. And that was the only way she would give me these meds, or else I would go off of them, start withdrawing, cold turkey, shit like that. So one time I called like legal aid to try to get some help, like, because I thought surely that's illegal, but because I was well over 18, this was not a minor that she was, trying to control their medical shit. And the lawyer at legal aid told me it's wrong to do that, but not actually illegal. Okay, so fast forward to a few years ago, I had been off meds for years, so I didn't have any left for her to confiscate, right? But I was back living with my parents, and my parents were being abusive and treating me like shit, so I wanted to give my mom a taste of her own medicine from years before. I wanted to get my justice, I wanted to get my revenge. So my mom, I took my mom's antidepressant, and I hid it somewhere. It was not locked up, it was just hidden somewhere. In the room, in a room where she commonly goes into, but she had no idea. So she called the cops, and the cops came over, and they tried to, the cops tried to say to me that it was illegal. I said, whoa, wait a second. I know that this is not illegal because my mom used to do this to me all the time for years, repeatedly, on end. And I called a lawyer at legal aid, and he said it's not illegal, it's just morally wrong. So then the cop sort of backed off a little bit and was like, okay, well, yeah, it might not be illegal, but what you're doing is wrong. So see, even the cops try to misrepresent the law to me, at least the ones here lately, but it's like, or maybe they don't even know what the law is. I don't know what kind of education they get. So, I know, like, one time people can die without their meds. Yeah, because, and one of them that I was on back then was a benzo, Klonopin, and you're never supposed to stop taking that cold turkey because the withdrawal syndrome is life-threatening. It's like, you can have seizures and die if you just stop taking it, especially if you've been on it for years. Like, I had been on it for about 6 years, so my body was totally used to it. So, and another time, my parents, like, they thought back then, that my meds were making me rebel against them, so they sabotaged my relationship with my doctor by faxing a legal threat behind my back to his office. They said that they would report him to the DEA and have his license yanked if he didn't stop prescribing to me. So he was my sleep doctor, because I had hypersomnia back then, so he was prescribing both my sleep medication, which was a stimulant, and all my psych meds that I was on back then. Again, I don't take these anymore because I don't need them, but so I was on like an antidepressant, and I was on like an antidepressant, a benzo, a stimulant, and an antipsychotic. But the antipsychotic was not because I was psychotic, or not for any, like, it was basically prescribed off-label to help me sleep because I had to take so many stimulants to stay awake. So basically, so I got to this doctor's office for this appointment, and he held up the fax. He showed it to me, but he would not let me actually read it for myself. And he said, your parents have faxed a legal threat here, and I can't, he paraphrased what it said, and that's how I know what it said. But he said, I can't treat you anymore until I get your mother's permission. And I was like in my 20s, like mid to late 20s. This was probably even illegal to do this. This totally breaks HIPAA and all that shit. And like, so then he was like, I can't treat you anymore. And he didn't give me any prescriptions or refills that day. So I went home, and I immediately had to crash cold turkey off of 3 of those meds. The only reason I stayed on the 4th one is because I had a large supply, because I got it for free from the manufacturer. So I went off of, like, I can't remember, like the stimulant, the antipsychotic, and the benzo, all at the same time. The benzo alone can kill you if you go off of it cold turkey. I had 2 other meds to go off of on top of that. So, like, and they say that benzo withdrawal is actually worse than heroin, as far as not only the discomfort level, but the fact that heroin withdrawal is not life-threatening, but benzo withdrawal can actually be fatal. So, I mean, these other drugs, like the antidepressant, or the antipsychotic, and the stimulant, it's not fatal to go off of those, but I mean, they're still extremely uncomfortable, like life-destroyingly uncomfortable. So like the first week, one of the symptoms of benzo withdrawal is really bad insomnia. So the first, I didn't sleep for 8 days straight, and I thought I was gonna die. Like I thought my body was just gonna give out and die. And so my parents, they want to try to control me. They're obsessed with trying to make me their little zombie slave so that I can't speak poorly of them. So now that I'm better and I don't need any psych meds or anything, they're obsessed with the idea of putting me back on meds, like the heavy duty ones, because they're just obsessed with this idea that like, oh, I'm just so far gone, so mentally ill because I stand up to them. So like, but just to show you the hypocrisy, like years ago, they actually made a threat. They actually threatened my doctor's medical practice. They threatened his business. They threatened that man's livelihood by just as in an effort to get me yanked off all meds, because back then they were convinced that the meds were making me stand up to them. Now they're convinced that I'm standing up to them because I'm not on meds. So do you see how if I were to do what they wanted, which would be insane, I would never do it anyway, if I were to do what they wanted and go on all these super toxic meds and become a fat diabetic zombie, they would switch back. Eventually they would get to the point a few years down the road where they're like, you're standing up to us because you're on these meds, so now we're going to yank you back off of them. And I'd be plunged into this deadly withdrawal syndrome again. Okay? And like, I'm not going to fucking, like, I'm not fucking stupid. I'm sick of being yanked around like this, okay? Like, I want to just have my own life here, okay? Like, I did the work to fix my own internal problems. Most people don't even overcome depression or anxiety ever in their life, and they just remain dependent on drugs their whole life. Like, I managed to do that. That's more than most people ever do. And like, so of course I'm not gonna fucking go back, put some drugs in my body when I don't even fucking need them. When I don't even fucking, there's not even anything wrong with me. Oh my God, no, I'm not gonna do that. So like, back then, when this was years ago when they did I had to go cold turkey off that shit. But see, then like a few months would go by after my parents did that legal threat to that guy. A few months went by, and then they were like, well, you're not being productive enough without these meds. You're not answering enough job ads without these meds. So we agreed to let you go back on them. So then they let me go back on, right? So then I go back on them, and then they would force some kind of crash onto me where it's like, oh, all of a sudden we refuse to pay for your meds. And back then I didn't have insurance, and it was before Obamacare. Like you could not get Medicaid unless you like had a bunch of kids or you were disabled or something. So everything was like out of pocket unless you could get onto a free manufacturer's program. And like, doctors, you just had to pay out of pocket unless you like lived in a place where they had like a free health clinic, which of course would be infested with bed bugs, and you're sitting there with murderers and shit. So fucking packed, like standing room only, waiting for 6 hours, and then you might not even get in. So like, do you see why this is insane? This is just abusive bullshit. This is like, that girl whose mom wanted to make her look like she was sick, and like the girl, they just made like a movie out of her life or something. Gypsy Rose, that girl. This is like that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not just, that doesn't just take physical forms. It can also be somebody doing that to you over mental shit. Trying to frame you, trying to portray you as mentally ill, and like getting you treatment when you are not mentally ill. That's exactly what my parents did with the MIW when the judge fucking believed everything that they fucking said, and I was drugged against my will. Like, I have incurred actual bodily harm from this shit that my parents have done to me. Inspired by Hitler. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Again, I'm not fucking anti-Jew, okay? I'm sorry that you're too immature to see that, like, what about all the people what about all these podcasts where people just talk about serial killers all the time? What about true crime TV shows? You know what I mean? What about like books that people write about fucking serial killers? If you fucking read about, if you can like identify with something about, you know what I mean? Like, okay, Hitler had a lot of hardship, okay? He was homeless for 3 years. Hey, guess what? I was in the homeless system for 4 years. That's something that I can identify with about that man. If you can sort of look into some of these people's lives, then you stop being afraid of them. And that was the whole point of my whole Hitler thing, okay? I used to be terrified of Hitler. And then I noticed, oh, he has a Capricorn moon. moon like me, a Taurus sun like me. Let's look a little further into this, okay? So it's like when you stop looking at him as like this terrible taboo monster, we cannot even say his name without painting the person as a hate speech person. We've got to put him in jail and block them. When you get past all that fucking bullshit and you just look at him as a person, look at his fucking personal life, and then he stops becoming this terrifying figure, and then you can stop living in fear of him. That's what I did. So if anything, this is a fucking victory because I healed myself of a deep terror I had of this man. All I had to do was be able to relate to him somewhat. Okay? Does that mean that I turned into a big fucking Nazi? No. Just like, okay, if you watch true crime shows about serial killers, does that turn you into a serial killer? I mean, maybe a fucking very teeny tiny fucking fraction, small percentage of people, but those people were primed already. They fucking came out of their mom's vagina primed to be a fucking serial killer, okay? Like, okay, like think about the millions of people who fucking read and fucking watch shit about serial killers. Do they turn into a serial killer just because they fucking read that stuff? No. But yeah, I mean, Hitler was somebody who he went through all this hardship, and then he became fucking successful at what he wanted to do. So, I mean, I'm not by that. Why do you fucking people have to get on the fucking Jew thing? Oh, he killed people, he's a bad man. I'm talking about he became successful at what he did. He was the richest man in Europe at one point, okay? Are you gonna fucking... There's no need to fucking deny it. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying it's good or bad. This is a totally neutral, factual statement. Totally fucking neutral, factual statement. Fucking cut out the fucking panic shit. Dude. Yeah, this bitch needs to go. Because she's too fucking stupid. Of course it doesn't make sense. If you're fucking stupid, you're not going to understand anything. God, she's probably not even fucking literate. No, you're not going to fucking speak to that bitch. What is it with these dumb bitches who come in here like, no, I can't understand. You need to go back to school then. Fucking dumb idiots who are like, you know, instead of like taking the opportunity to sort of like learn about, I mean, they're just gonna be like, oh, Hitler, bad man, tune it out, taboo, can't go there, can't go. We're gonna, anybody who says that name, we're gonna paint him as a fucking evil person. Instead of like I actually did, it's a lot of work to fucking research some historical person's personal life, okay? It's a lot of work. I'm sorry that you are too fucking lazy to be able to do that work yourself. Instead, you're just gonna sit back and you're fucking lazy, eat some fucking donuts and get fat and shit and be like, no, Hitler's a bad man. I'm not gonna even bother to learn anything about donut shit. That's all you wanna fucking do. That's all you wanna fucking do. I have a third house Mars. I'm not gonna slow the fuck down. Fuck you. What is it with these dumb bitches who always come in here? You know what I mean? Thanks. Thank you. Like, it's so lazy to just sit back and be like, I'm not gonna fucking research it. I'm just gonna make my judgment and be fucking lazy, and then paint anybody else who actually does work. I'm gonna paint them as some kind of, oh, you're fucking bad, wrong, evil. Let's spread this fucking rumor that you're a bad, evil, anti-Jew person just because you researched Hitler's personal life. Well, I mean, what happens if you like go and get a degree in history or something? What are those people? Are we gonna have to like hang those people publicly for having bad morals because they, oh god, they researched Hitler's life. Oh my god, they fucking researched it. There must be anti-Jew. We've got to kill them. Like, I'm not fucking. Is history I mean, like, what the fuck? People are so fucking stupid. People are fucking stupid. Okay, so are we gonna jump on your college professor's ass and say, oh my god, he must be anti-Jew, he's a bad man, because he fucking made you read Hitler's book, man? Are we gonna say that shit? If we're stupid, we're gonna say that. Yeah, so what? So what? I just told you, motherfuckers, okay? You fucking dumbass motherfuckers. Nah, Hitler was homeless. Hey, I can identify with that. And guess what? Then Hitler fucking, he fucking rose up out of homelessness and became the richest man in Europe. Yeah, hey, guess what? When you're fucking homeless, that's inspiring. Hey, it's like, hey, somebody did it. Okay. So, are we gonna deny that he did that? Is it a big, like, you are fucking powerless and weak if you cannot see. Everybody has, like, if you want to be like, oh, Hitler's a bad man, he was evil. Everybody has that in them. Just, most people don't act on it to the degree that he did. You're fucking immature if you're gonna act like, oh, I'm just this perfect little fucking pure innocent, I never hurt anybody, and it's everybody else who is bad. It was Hitler who was bad, and it was this girl who said she was inspired by him who was bad. Like, that's fucking dumb. Like, when I research Hitler's personal life, you know what? I don't give a fuck about the Holocaust. Because